It was 2021, late May, when I started RCT&T. Since then, I've made sure I've always had videos ready to go, even when I was taking a break, so that I wouldn't have a gap on my channel for longer than ideally 6 or 7 days at the most. And I did a pretty good job of that for the first few years. I'm also doing a lot better than I think I ever have as an adult. Up here and also just physically, I'm doing a lot better, which I'm great to be able to tell you guys. Part of that means I'm experimenting with taking on a bit more, and I've taken on, I think, a little bit too much, so I've had to pull back. And because I had commitments, there had to be RCT&T. Thank you so much for bearing with me. It's been a while, and I know that. I'm going to ease back into things today. Although we have a lot of big stuff today, we're starting with a small thing. This is the LD ARC X43, and it's a pretty little thing, and I can't wait to show it to you. Let's ease back into making some regular videos again with this little guy. Let's take a look. It comes in a very attractive little box. Let me tell you about it. They say it's a 1/43 scale. The thing weighs 93 grams. Very premium. In the box, we've got a manual, a body shell with interior plastics to be painted. It's just a 1S battery, 230 milliamp hour, rod ends. Gear ratio is 1 to 375. USB-C charging cable, screwdriver, and a wheel wrench. It's an 8-channel system, and we've got a CT01 radio. Now, I read an LCD screen of 128 by 64 pixels, and the car itself is actually quite small. It's just 10 centimeters long and roughly 5 centimeters wide and tall. It's got an 18650 battery in it. Cool. That means it's rechargeable. This thing's rechargeable. There'll be a USB-C port on it. There you go. Now, it's only monochrome, but it does actually have 128 by 64 pixel little LCD screen. That's cool. I'm going to the effort of unboxing this thing because unlike so many other models where we just rip it out of the box, Element maybe notwithstanding, because they have the cool interior little montage garage things, this whole thing is all about the experience. Now, this body is grey, and there's like a pastel yellow that it comes in as well. It's got actually a metal chassis. I'm going to show you some photos while I talk, actually. Metallicized LDARC sticker sheet, body stickers as well. Another stunning little box. Now, this is not designed to come apart easily. Charging port and power switch behind the spare wheel cover, which is held on with a little magnet. So we'll turn this on, put that back on. Isn't this stunning? So we can cycle through the different lights. Nothing, lights. Fantastic. Now, let's have a look at this manual. Very basic manual, and you can get a full manual from their website. Here's a picture of the controls from this manual here. Charging on the back, which is fine. You've got emergency flashes on and off. Very cool. And I see multicolored LEDs at the back there. And then the front one is high and low beam. But it's only momentary. And I don't know that we can change that. We've got throttle and steering trim at the top. And then speed, low, middle, high. And I suppose steering. So the one on the left is going to be speed, and there is an indicator on the LCD itself, which I shall show you. So B is steering and C is speed. That's lowest, medium. There's no gear change here, it's electrically limited, so you probably want to just leave them both red and you'll be happy. The setting is all done by a wheel, which is scroll and click. If I could change that button on the right, high and low beam, that's this fella here. If I could change him to being more than momentary, that'd sure be nice. And you can set an RGB color setting on the back of the thing. Oh, okay, so switch brightness. I've got it turned all the way down. So when I was talking about colors, there we go. So they get quite bright. I've just got it turned down, which is fine. 187, 75, all the way down to off, but I'll put it on 12%. There's a ketone as well, but we don't need that. Just volume settings, calibration, yeah. So it's actually pretty basic, and that's all right. I think the only button I'd probably use is hazards, and being able to turn the lights on and off. That's really it. I guess high beam's there, but it's a bit silly, isn't it? So how's it drive? What I need to do is design or download a 3D printed crawling course for it. That would have been smart before I started filming, actually. Hey, I said we were easing back in, didn't I? Why do we have rod ends and spare rods here? They're metal rods as well. Well, I suppose they're different to what's included here. They're plastic. Comes with plastic links, apart from the drag link there. Oh no, drag link's plastic as well. It's just the steering linkage. You can convert everything to a little tiny diameter stainless. Looks like 1 mil, and you've got rod ends clip onto the little brass thingies. Now the gear underneath is exposed. You can see the little motor in the back there. It's like one of those little drone motors, little quadcopter motors. Universals on everything. Proper diffs. And our axle mounted servo. It's actually pretty sweet. We've got coilovers over the friction shocks. The wheels are just single piece. The tires have no foams, or do they? No, tires have no foams. You don't really miss that in a little thing like this. Honestly, you don't. So why don't we take it for a little drive? It's really quite cute. My little finger's a bit much for it to clear, so I guess that's just what it is. There we go. There's actually quite a lot of grip on these tyres. The steering profile, sorry, the ESC profile is just forward and reverse, just like a typical crawler. Clearly it lifts a wheel, and that's all right. It's actually got a fairly decent little angle that it can take before it tips. It's not bad. I think where this will be most fun is actually with desktop-based obstacle courses. It wouldn't surprise me, I haven't looked yet, but it wouldn't surprise me to find that people have already been making obstacles for these. Certainly the 124th and the small 118s have obstacles that you can print from Thingiverse and whatnot. They're also easy to develop. And the nice thing is, the smaller you go with this kind of model, the more creative you can get in the same amount of space, because you can fit quite a lot of obstacle on just a little bench top area. 143 scale is not a scale I ever thought I'd actually enjoy playing with, but I must admit, I really like it. Where do I film outside to show you is a good question indeed. The problem with these is that there's not a lot of clearance underneath it. So, I mean clearance under the axle and the ground, you see. So even anything more than pebbles are going to get kind of caught up in this thing, and it's going to get stuck kind of easily. This is going to be more of an indoor toy with some exceptions. If you have wet sand in like a sand pit kind of area, or just a clay or dirt area that you could pad down and make little tracks and stuff and put little obstacles in, you could actually get fairly far with this, and I think it'd be all right. Be aware, I have actually had this thing out after I got it because I just couldn't resist. I was driving outside just on the grass, and Lana, my dog, just literally just went like this. It wasn't malicious. She just went like that, like just swatted at it. And it broke a bunch of stuff off. Nothing was broken permanently, but it popped off links. Was there something that broke? No, it just popped a bunch of stuff off, and I had to pull it apart to put it back together. The good news is it's all modular. It wasn't hard to fix. There's quite an impressive little PC board underneath there, like in that photo I showed you before, with a press button switch that I imagine would be used as a bind plug. And there are some plugs here I see for the motor and the servo, which suggests to me that it's actually fairly modular. That's a good thing. Why don't we just do a little drive, and we'll see what we think of it. Let's do that. There you go. Despite being tiny, this thing's actually surprisingly fun. I bought this with my own money. It wasn't provided to me. I will endeavor to find you a link with a good price, and it will have an affiliate kickback to me if you choose to use the link. Thank you if you do. No worries at all if you don't, but please do throw a like if you got something out of this video. Thank you so much for watching. And I tell you what, my 11, 10-year-old self, honestly, I used to dream of stuff that could fit in your hand that was this big to take on adventures. What a time to be in the hobby, hey? Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you again real soon on RCTNT. There's so much to show you. It's nice to be back on the horse, honestly. I've missed you guys. Take care. See you soon.